This week on Football Mezzanine, we take a look at Chelsea, Arsenal. Spurs and Liverpool had big wins against Fulham and Palace. City put 6 past the Terriers, and Brighton earned a famous victory against a lackluster United side.
The third year curse is here.
The prophecy.
It's come early this time,
back.
lads.
Third year curse strikes again.
It has come to fruition with that game.
That was satisfying. That was just amazing.
I mean, it's nice to, take joy in others' failures.
Yeah, I didn't hear the end of it last year with Chelsea season.
Liverpool played Crystal Palace this weekend, so Shriekar's pretty lucky to be saying that, actually.
Yeah, they're usually a bogey team, but under Klopp we've done better against them. I think we haven't lost under Klopp to Palace.
That's true. Would you rather lose to Crystal Palace or lose another final?
I have nothing to say. I'm so sorry, I have nothing to say.
Anyway, we're back for episode 20-something.
27?
I've lost count. 28? 27?
It's somewhere around there.
I don't know. You guys tell us. It's in the title.
Something like that.
If you guys haven't already, check out our focus videos where we review each top 6 teams' chances of doing well this season and how their summer went in terms of the transfer window. We did one for every top 6 team.
Of the Premier League.
Everton doesn't count, so don't. Yeah, okay.
And we're going to release the Euro Powers one too?
Oh, true. Oh, shoot. I don't know if that's out.
Yeah, it's not out as of right now when we're recording, but I'm sure it will be by the time we get this one out.
Sure, yep.
Yeah,
so welcome to the future. The video is out. Go check that out.
Fair enough. Okay. Do that. So game week 2 of the Premier League. I feel like it's already mid-season.
Yeah, we're back. Premier League's back. We're into the thick of things again. The competition everyone loves. I mean, the World Cup is nice and all, but
it was nice and all, but
I miss hating on United. I miss hating on Spurs. This is my element. This is my zone.
Oh my god. Stop driving with
Hey, the World Cup was good for me. I was happy with it.
Yeah.
Hey,
it came home. It came home to its rightful place.
Let's start with the first fixture. Actually, let's not do that. Let's start with the Chelsea game because that was probably the best fixture this weekend. Chelsea 3, Arsenal 2.
It was an iffy. I mean, it was a fun game to watch because I thought Arsenal were done by halftime.
I know, right? Well, no, 20 minutes in.
Yeah, 20 minutes, and I'm like, oh. I mean, Morata scored, so then I'm like, something's really going wrong.
I was glad to see him score.
I was like, no. It's Arsenal.
It's a good boost. He needed that boost for his confidence. I don't care who it's against.
Yeah, he must be happy, finally.
Yeah,
right?
Hey, you know what? If he gets into it...
It seems like he only scores difficult goals. Really far out headers from, Azpilicueta crosses, or, goals where he has to beat someone and slot it in. It's but he won't score sitters.
Yeah.
Yeah, mostly crosses.
He's good with the head, the crossing, and that it gives us a nice dynamic that way. So
that type of goal reminded me of the goal that Diego Costa would score for you.
Where it just somehow kind of stays at the feet and then he slots it in.
Yeah, Fabregas would knock it up to him and then he'd chase it down and then beat the defender and slot it in. That's a Costa type of goal. He scored it for Spain in the World Cup as well.
Yeah, it's nice. He's all around pretty good. I don't know. All I want to see is consistency from him. He has the skill. It's just he lacked a bit of confidence last season. So this one, it would be nice to see him regain that. He's gonna be here for the year for sure. I'd be surprised otherwise, but we'll see what happens. I'm still not gonna say anything. It could either turn poorly or it could go well. There's still a lot of games, and it's still very new. Sorry Ball has begun underway, but I'm not gonna say too much about it because again, everything's so new.
Yeah, so getting into that, Chelsea looked really good offensively, especially in the first 20 minutes. You're like, okay, this is crazy. They already look like they've adapted fully. All the players passing it quickly, moving quickly, scoring 2 goals in 20 minutes. And it's like everything is bright and rosy, and then the next 20 minutes they just like collapse.
Yeah, they still took it up pretty
defensively.
quickly. The fact that they literally training camp was already underway, and then they transitioned managers, so things are going well for them. It seems the players are happy too. Sarri actually removed apparently 2 of Conte's restrictions, where one, I think they had to sleep.
Was it the no ketchup?
Well,
thing?
one was food. It was like very strict diet
Yeah.
regulations, and he relaxed that, which probably made a lot of people happy. But 2, more importantly, was I think home games. They had to stay in a hotel the night before instead of at home, and I think he removed that so they could stay with their families. Which I don't think it would have made much of a difference being at the hotel, but each manager has their own idea, so.
Yeah. So in terms of this game, though, Chelsea just, it seems like it was a game of 2 halves in the first half itself, right? Like 2 goals up in 20
Quarters.
minutes, and then 20 minutes later it's 2-2. Defensively, looks like Sarri Ball still has a lot of work to be done. It seemed like Arsenal just kept getting in the wings over and over and over.
Yep.
The new keeper for Chelsea, Kepa, I don't know, it seemed a little bit shaky on those goals. What did you guys think?
Yeah, a little shaky. One of them couldn't do anything. The Iwobi goal there.
Iwobi was
way
impossible.
too close.
The Mkhitaryan one, though? I
Mkhitaryan,
think
yeah,
he
actually I
might
was getting to
wanna
that.
do
That
better,
is,
right?
that one was weak. As soon as I saw it, that was a little weak, a little shaky. He's still young, still getting used to it a little bit, new surroundings and everything. I feel as he gets more comfortable with the team and the surroundings, he'll probably play a little bit better, but still not
Okay,
terrible.
so not selling him yet?
No, he's way too young and we spend way too much money. He's there for at least 5 years.
Goes out on loan in January.
But you know what? Yeah, that was a little rough, but
To Vitesse.
you know what? I'm gonna leave him alone on this one. But yeah, defensively, that Iwobi goal, terrible, absolutely terrible defensively. He could have picked off Mkhitaryan could have picked off any player in the box there. Was it Mkhitaryan that made the pass?
And,
Yeah, I think it
and
was.
the thing is that happened so often in the first half. Like, Aubameyang missed a sitter, Mkhitaryan missed another sitter, and they all came because Chelsea weren't even defending the wings properly. It seems like the Sarri system hasn't properly set in yet with the defense because they don't really know how to defend crosses.
Yeah, I mean it'll probably take some getting used to. Maybe, and that'll throw off a bit of the positioning as well of each player.
Yeah, for sure. It seems like they're still adapting from the back 3 to the back 4.
But I just like to see the offense because last season we had very much a lot of trouble with offense, and really, if we had the offense that we had in say like the prior season or even like previous seasons, we would have been fine last year. Defensively, we were pretty good, but this year, offensively, we're kicking it in gear, which is nice. So you know what, the defense will come as long as the offense is there. The defense will come.
I'd be careful. It feels like you're getting excited over the offense, but then the defense, I feel like, could be your vulnerability.
Nah,
this year.
I don't think so.
That was the same with Napoli, I'd say, when Sarri was their manager, because he made their offense just unstoppable. But defensively, they could still use a lot of work.
There might be more of a
I mean,
sacrifice.
Sarri did come out and say in his interview that defense will take time to, they need to work on it. They'll work on it in training and stuff. But
For
he's
sure.
recognized that, and I'm sure he has some sort of plan. Hopefully,
Yeah.
The guys look good though.
I actually saw a comment online saying Chelsea fans would want to sub on Antonio Conte in like the 80th minute or something. Just replace managers.
That's good. That's pretty
But I was
accurate.
happy with the 3-2 end result because Arsenal's a good team.
After Alonso scored, yeah.
Yeah, Conte on fam.
Yeah.
But I mean, overall, kind of expected with Arsenal, and Arsenal are going to find themselves in kind of a early season meltdown if they lose to West Ham come next weekend.
Yeah, I mean, look, it was such a difficult start for them, but this game, they actually showed some really good signs, I think.
Yeah.
They
And
were
they
a
probably should
little
have
bit-
come out with a point, maybe.
I think so too, yeah.
But
I felt they were toe-to-toe with Chelsea, and it just ended up being a more clinical finish from them because Aubameyang and Mkhitaryan missed so many sitters. Good signs for them, and hopefully they can beat West Ham next game. But man, I want to see Lacazette. Where's La Bladkazette?
Yeah, I was actually thinking the same
I
thing.
mean, Lacazette was missing. Aubameyang missed so many chances.
Yeah, I
mean,
think they should either play together or Lacazette should play, because personally I think Lacazette is playing better in the Premier League.
Yeah, I agree.
And yet another poor performance by Ozil, I have to say. Like,
Oh man, he was dreadful.
yeah.
I would like to shout out actually Marcos Alonso, though. He played a phenomenal game with his
It
goal
seems like
and
he
his
scores in every big
goal
game
and
you guys
assist.
play.
I know, right?
I would say he's underrated by probably, well, not so much anymore, I guess, but he was when he first came here, and I wasn't actually sure about him either, but he's been great season last year, starting off well this year. I'm glad. There's big rumors going to Real Madrid potentially, and
that'd be good.
And I'm
I
glad
don't
that we didn't
why
get rid of
Spain
him.
don't pick him.
What do you mean? Oh, for like the actual team? Oh, yeah. I don't understand either. He had a great year last year. He should have.
Like Monreal goes ahead of him, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, and I think his style works very well for Sarri ball too, like the offensive mindset. Same with David Luiz as well. So I think it's going to work well with the defense that we have going forward.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Offensively, you guys look good. It's just better sort out that defense if you guys want to finish in like let's say top 3. I'd say.
Hey, get off our ass. We've had 2 games. We've done well in both of them. We've huge changes in the summer. You know what? It's coming. It's coming.
I'm just saying.
I'm just happy Murata
Gotta be
scored.
cautious.
I'm so happy, believe me. I'm so happy. Happy New Year.
I'm trying to be
Well, you know what? We have a bit of a striker now.
Yeah, no,
Fair enough.
I'm happy for you guys. You guys
Fair
benched
enough.
Hazard and still scored 2 in the first half, so that's obviously.
Only
a good
other
sign.
comment I wanted to make is to Arsenal. You can't really fault them for going down 0-2 on 2 games now. I mean, they've had by far the toughest start to the season with Man City and Chelsea, so it can only go up from here, hopefully.
I hope so too, because 2 losses already, they're gonna find it difficult to finish in the top 4, I think. But hopefully the fans don't turn on his back. Like,
It's going to take time, honestly. It's just going to take time. They're going to have to maybe wait a little bit and maybe not get as good as results as they want, but it'll take some time for the redevelopment. They had Arsene
Yeah, I
Wenger for
agree.
what, like 22 years or something like that?
yeah.
It's all they've ever known.
So hopefully Arsenal Fan TV is a little bit more patient this time. And
I mean, I'll get the popcorn out anyway, but
I
you
know.
what?
Yeah. But yeah, so let's shelve that game. Quickly, want to mention West Ham because they're playing Arsenal next. They lost to Bournemouth. That's 2 defeats now for Pellegrini. Like, there was a lot of optimism going into their season because they're like, oh, Pellegrini, oh, so many attacking players. But I just want to say, I kind of called it because Pellegrini used to be our manager, and he always plays the same outdated 4-4-2. He's been caught out again. Like, in the Premier League, you can't play 4-4-2. His
Not
midfield is
anymore.
so slow, and it's so easy to score goals against West Ham if you watch their games.
Yeah, I mean, they have a lot of good players. I really expected more. You can't fault them the first game. They played Liverpool. For this game, you can. They should have beat Bournemouth. With the
Yeah.
players that they have, who they picked up, but they have a lot of potential, let's put it this way, but they're not living up to it. That said, it's still early in the season. I'll be looking forward to seeing what they can bring in the coming games, but it's not starting off well.
Playing 4-4-2 and the 2 holding midfielders being Mark Noble and Wilshere, like, you're just asking for trouble there. So
He's going to have to change something up. A 4-0
for
loss
sure.
against Liverpool, as good as Liverpool are, shouldn't happen. It shouldn't be that much. And losing to Bournemouth, I mean, they should have won that game.
yeah, I guess we can move on to the Spurs game.
Yeah, so just a recap for anyone who didn't see that one. Spurs won 3-1 against Fulham. And, guys, I'm going to let you lead in on this one.
Who said Harry Kane can't score in August?
Kane, oh my God, breaking records again.
What record? Scoring in August?
Yeah, the no scoring in August record.
His personal
His
record.
personal record.
The feeling that I can't really describe, and just one I won't forget, and so happy for the team and the club itself. It's just a special day.
Yeah, I mean, this was a good game. Fulham looked really dangerous, actually, going forward. Mitrovic looked good. Their new signing, Jean Seri, I think.
Jean-Michel Seri.
And
Yeah.
there was one other, Sessegnon. They all looked really good. And they hit the post as well, so Fulham could have actually scored more in this game.
Fulham put a lot
But-
into...
Yeah, I mean, Fulham had a lot of shots. I mean, Tottenham also had a lot of shots compared to Fulham. I think Tottenham grew into the game going into the second half, but the first half was well positioned enough to,
Yeah.
maybe see a tie going in, but wasn't the
Oh,
case.
Tottenham was all
I mean, it
over.
was tied, but it wasn't. But yeah.
Yeah, Lucas Moura, I got him in a fantasy team, and he knocked that goal in, so... Because he had a fire preseason, and he's going to play some more games for Tottenham, if anyone's still looking for anyone in their fantasy team, by the way, because Son is gone for the South Korean team.
Oh yeah, Son is gone. Yes.
So get him in. I was also waiting for Dele Alli to score, because I want to see him do that celebration.
the stupid finger one.
Yeah, dude, I can't do it.
I can't do it
I've
either.
been
Like, apparently, it's supposed to be easy.
I've been
but,
trying
like,
to do it, and I can't do it. I don't understand how you do it.
And your fantasy team is shit.
Shut
by
the
the way, just saying.
Okay. I'll admit it. It's pretty bad, but trust me, I'll be top by the end of the season.
Okay. Okay. I mean, you are very behind.
It's
but sure.
2 game weeks, mate. You were like 3,000 points behind
Back
last season.
to the game.
Hey, fair enough.
Back to the game. I was actually happy to see Mitrovic score. I've been following him for a while since he was back at what was it?
Newcastle?
When he was in like the Dutch league there. I can't remember what
true.
team. I used to remember. He was with
I think he was with PSV. If I'm not
it's the
mistaken.
same team as Tielemans, I think, as well. Yuri Tielemans. I think so. But anyways, it's nice to see him get the goal. I'm expecting a little bit of big thing. Well, not big things, but I'm expecting him to pick it up in the coming years. So that was nice to see on Fulham's end, especially since they put so much into it. It's they played
Interesting
relatively
thing
well.
too, Andre Schürrle was benched this game, and like he was taken off early in the first game, so not a great start for him back in the Premier League.
Yeah, but Tottenham, what can we say? They played great. They destroyed Fulham shots wise. 25, 11 on target, but still 25 shots, possession 60%.
Yeah.
They just were all over them.
Trippier with the deja vu, the free kick.
Oh, what a free kick! Yeah.
Man, that just took me back.
World Cup things.
Yeah. Good for. I mean, it takes a special player to take off Eriksen from free kicks, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's it for the Tottenham game. They're playing United next, which should be a cracker.
I'm expecting Tottenham to
again,
win
Monday
that one,
night,
to be
I mean,
honest.
Yeah.
We're gonna be in England actually when it's happening.
I'm expecting Tottenham to
Well,
win.
it should be fun.
Yeah.
Are you guys going to see it?
We're not gonna see that one. We're gonna see Anfield and the Etihad, so not that one.
Oh, okay. That'll be another good one.
In other news around the league, Leicester beat Wolves. Vardy sent off, which means he misses 2 games. Notably the game against Liverpool, because he always scores against us, which is a good
Notably.
thing. Wolves again unable to make a mark, which I'm sure will come.
I feel like that's the only reason
again,
he brought
also
it
in
up.
other games, Everton, Southampton, 2-1. Richarlison with another
Yeah,
goal.
man, your prediction just keeps getting better and better.
I had a feeling he was gonna live up to the hype of his price.
Yep.
And my boy Danny Ings scored on his debut. Which
Oh,
is
sick!
nice.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Ings on his Southampton debut, which is against the Blue Shite, which is always nice.
Yep. Cardiff, Newcastle 0-0, and small matter of. Actually, no. We'll talk about the City game first. Let's talk about 6-1.
Yeah, I mean that was, what can I say?
Who said we have no class? Who said that?
Jose,
He was very angry.
a frowning Portuguese man,
He was
Yeah.
very angry.
often bitter, often
This
scrouched.
this was
But, yeah.
without Kevin De Bruyne. This was without Leroy Sané. This was without Raheem Sterling, without Mahrez. And it was just unbelievable. They had 10 men behind the ball, and then we're like, okay, fine, we'll just score from a goal kick. Ederson with the assist.
Just destroyed Huddersfield. Absolutely destroyed them.
Aguero with the chip. Yeah, he got a hat trick. Silva scoring a free kick with his baby watching. That was a great story.
Aw.
And yeah, it was just so great to see all of our squad already playing well. It seems like we're already in like mid-season form, and it's the second game, and most of our stars were playing in the World Cup as well. So it's gonna be a good fight, man, between us and City and Liverpool for the title. It's gonna be really close.
I mean, I hope.
Yeah, trust
But if
me.
you keep knocking around 6-1s, I mean...
No, trust me. You guys, the head-to-heads are key, and as of now, you guys have the upper hand. on head-to-heads.
We'll see. We do play in October, so that should be an interesting matchup.
On another quick note, our second goalkeeper, Bravo, is out for 6 months. So we just have Ederson as of now, so we might want to pick up like a free transfer or something in the window. I hear...
May, you had a chance to take Karius.
So down. I don't know, we might pick up...
I mean, you could have taken Mignolet too. I mean, he was looking for a club.
Well, now he's going to stay because he's second goalkeeper.
Now he's going to...
Man City's going to kick themselves in a couple months now, being like, we missed our chance.
God damn it.
Might as well sell the club.
Delete club.
Delete club. Missed out on Loris Karius.
Speaking of, did you guys watch the documentary?
The Amazon Prime? I only watched episode 7.
Why? Fuck off. That was a weird. Okay.
Best episode in my opinion.
So, and just for context, for anyone who hasn't seen it, how about you give kind of like a review or a cap of it or something along the lines, because we're going to get into the Mourinho comments, especially for people who haven't seen it, not like me, for example.
Okay. Well, as I'm sure you've probably heard, Amazon filmed behind the scenes at Man City last season. So they captured like in the dressing room, in the training ground, in the cafeteria, everything. So they made this documentary and you can see everything about how things went down behind the scenes. It's really, really interesting, really cool to see how Pep does his team talks, how the players talk to each other behind the scenes, how things are run at the club. It's just really interesting, and if you haven't seen it already, you should definitely go check it out. Regarding the Mourinho comments, in one of the episodes, City were supposed to play United, and Amazon were filming for that fixture, and the commentator for the documentary said that United were parking the bus, which is literally true. But since they said that in the documentary, Mourinho came out and said City can't buy class because they said stuff like that.
Yeah, there was another comment too that he was infuriated about.
Yeah. It wasn't City who made that comment, it was Amazon because they filmed it and wrote it themselves. Mm-hmm. And B, you literally did park the bus, mate. And C, we do have more class. So that's what I'd like to say about that.
He was very angry after that though.
And it was pretty funny that he watched the whole documentary and then they went on to lose to Brighton.
Yeah.
It's just funny.
I have a feeling he probably just had someone watch it for him and then tell him the comments, or you know how there's always reporters that ask questions after. They probably just said like, they said this, what do you think? And then he just bases off
I don't know.
that.
I have a feeling Mourinho watched it.
He probably watched it to try and get some tactical
Mourinho,
tricks and things like that. Like, oh, this is how you talk to players.
Probably. Oh. But it's insane, man. Pep
this
is
is
an
how
animal.
you do
offense.
You
should go see it.
Also, back to the game, Aguero hat-trick, so he now tops the goal-scoring charts, I guess, already.
Oh, yeah. He looks great. So he had a knee injury in the summer, which he said really changed the way he runs, because apparently he's been in pain for the past 5 years, which no one knew about. And now, even Guardiola, in the press conference, he said that Aguero feels like he's better than he's ever been. And looking at him now, I think he's a better striker than I've ever seen him. So
that's not good.
He's fire. Yeah, he's on fire. So he's 31, but he feels like he's 25. So look out, Premier League.
Well, that takes City to the top of the Premier League on goal difference. Mm-hmm. One of 6 teams who won their opening 2 matches.
And next on the agenda is the other team from Manchester. Does anyone want to lead in on this one?
What a game. Oh, there was a lot of angry Man U fans on Reddit. So many angry ones. Sometimes after games like this with any club, I'll just go on the Reddits just to see what they say, how they're taking it, and they were so pissed. And rightfully so. It was a terrible game. Whole team looked like they were just playing like, well, they all played like crap. It was a bad game. Brighton Hove Albion, congrats to them. They played well. That Lukaku goal was kind of shitty. Pogba, I mean, he had a crap game as well, and lucky to get the penalty and put that away. It was a nice penalty shot though.
I was watching Pogba specifically this whole game, and I just have to say he was so bad. He was so poor. at one
he
point
just doesn't seem to be able to hit his France heights for United. He was good with Juventus. I think he needs a defensive-minded player behind him, like an anchor or a controller.
They had Matic last season. He wasn't really much different.
Here's my take on why Man U, at least to the start of the season, has not been doing the greatest. I don't think it's because of the lack of talent. I mean, the amount of money they spent on the players, if you just look at the players that they have a lot of talent. They have a lot of good players. I think what's happening is, unfortunately, Mourinho's at his brink with his players where he's pissed them off enough where it creates almost kind of a shitty morale in the dressing room, and that translates really into the games. If the players are happy and they have confidence in their coach, they have confidence in themselves, they generally will then translate that into the games. And you can kind of see this with City. City doesn't have necessarily a much better team than Man U quality-wise. I would say they're very close quality-wise. It's just the only reason Man City is then doing that much better is, one, because they believe in the coach. Two, there's not that morale shock as well. And it's translating into their game, so they're playing above their level almost. Whereas Man U's right now playing below their level.
That's well said.
That's the way I'm taking this, because quality-wise, they do not lack it. We saw Pogba in the World Cup. He played phenomenal. There's no reason why you play phenomenal in one and then come back to your team and then you just can't translate it. And it's not because of the league. It's not because of him. It's just, I think it's just the morale of everyone. And he's not getting it out of his players. And I think it's going to be, unfortunately, translated into a poor season, which is going to see Mourinho get sacked. Whether he gets sacked early or he gets sacked at the end of the season, if it's Man U, if he does do poorly, they're going to have to bite the bullet. And this one, I think, sack him at the end of the season. I don't think a mid-sack would do anything great.
We should have a sack counter. The amount of times I said that.
But I did see there was, I think it was Sharps recently that said he was going to get fired before December or before January or something like that.
Yeah.
It's just all the pundits are all over him, and it's not looking good for him. But it is very early, easy to turn around if you really can. It's just, I think the morale's just not there, unfortunately.
I agree. A question about that though. A lot of people are saying it's also because Mourinho didn't get the backing from Woodward. He didn't get the defenders he wanted. What do you put that down to? Do you think this defeat was because of Mourinho's tactics or because he didn't get the players he wanted?
So here's the whole. We talked about this a bit in the the focus of the Man U topic. So if they want a little more in depth, people go check that one out. But basically, Woodward and the club themselves are looking into the future. They don't want to get rid of players, get players for short term that'll cost a lot of money that are aging versus players who will be good for the long run, like Anthony Martial. Great for the long run, great player, just morale-wise, not the greatest, so he's not translating it as a result. And getting rid of him is it's bad for the club, whereas getting players like Alderweireld, he's good defensively, but he's in his upper years, and the amount of money Tottenham was asking was ridiculous. And then you go to players like Diego Godin, they were willing to spend 25-30 million euros, but he's really at the end of his playing career as far as quality-wise goes for Man U. And so there was just players like this, and they were looking at it and okay, Mourinho wants these, but they're such short term that it would actually hurt the club, and as a result, they didn't want to do it, and I don't think they needed to. With the team that they have, they should be doing better. There's no reason for not. And I think that's where you get this separation between manager and the club, and that's where Mourinho's comments actually came in at one point where he said, you might as well just change my position to coach because I don't do anything beyond that.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
Honestly, I'm on Man U as the organization side on this, where you don't need to spend a lot of money on short-term players who aren't going to be able to play many years, for example, especially in a hyperinflated summer in a year as far as transfers go.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting perspective on it. Not one that I initially took, but I think I might be on your side now. Shrikar, any thoughts? You want to move on? I know you're itching to get onto the Liverpool game, so...
Yeah, but I mean, I don't mind ridiculing United either. I mean, what a joke of a club.
Whoa, oh my God. Calm down.
Okay, I think this is less of the club. I think it's just, I really label it down to the manager in this case. Mourinho's good, but he's good for a team for couple years, or he's good for a team that really doesn't have a lot of big stars. And I think the egos just get in the way with him, and I think he has poor management over players.
Oh my god, we just got like a couple dislikes because that streak comment.
I wish there would just be like a separate thing where you could just dislike a person. You'd see like Shrikar, just like all our dislikes just transfer to him.
Oh, that's funny.
No, but I mean, something has to change with United, and looking at it objectively, I don't know. There's no style of play. And the sign of a football club is usually how the fans react, and the fans don't like. There's no results, and there's no like togetherness in the club. Everything is just going off. So they need to fix their shit soon, or they might be in trouble for sure.
I'd like to see an Amazon documentary about their team talks. That would be interesting. Like,
I have nothing to say.
I would pay for that, dude. That would be so interesting. Seeing what Mourinho says to those guys in the dressing room, man, I want to see that.
Yeah, I have a feeling he berates them a decent amount.
Crystal Palace, Liverpool.
So, quick recap on that game.
A fixture that brings nightmares to many Liverpool fans, including
Yo,
Shrikar.
screw Palace, man. There's such a good side.
Before we get into it, guys.
Such a good side, just against Liverpool.
Before we get into it.
Every single time we play them, it's like something just like spurs inside them. It's just like, oh, Liverpool's in town.
Okay, are you drunk?
No.
Oh, okay, just wondering.
It just would have made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? Shrikar, you lead us into a recap
Palace
on this.
played a really good game. They had the perfect plan to counter us today. They were solid defensively. They played the perfect counterattack by giving us the ball, not starting to attack themselves. Which often works, and it did until the penalty happened, which was a little bit controversial, but I mean, it was a pen.
You know, I can't rely on you guys for.
I get it.
I can't rely on you guys for recap. So 2-0 Liverpool against Crystal Palace. Continue.
All right. Yeah, Liverpool looked really solid, dude. They would have dropped points in this sort of game last season.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
They looked solid, and I'm nervous. If they won this game that was so difficult, 2-0, I don't know. This could be your year.
We're the only team in the league not to concede so far. Take that in for a second.
My take on this game, though, I think
I'm telling
Liverpool
you, your
got kind
defense
of
is one of the best in the league now. Like, it used to be a joke, but it's actually really solid now.
I think Liverpool really should have put this a lot higher score-wise than it should have. Salah had so many chances.
No. Crystal Palace were so good, man.
Salah had so many chances.
This was a really tough game, especially in the atmosphere at Crystal Palace.
We couldn't break it down.
Always
no, this should have at least been like a 4-0. They had so many more opportunities where it should have went in and just nothing out of it.
I don't think so.
But the same could have been said for Palace, because Palace had 2 or 3 balls, which if a single touch in the box could have taken it inside the net. Yeah. And also, Alisson had a really good game.
Alisson had a really good game. He's adjusted really well. Dude, his passes are like Ederson level.
Yeah, like there was a straight pass to Salah. Mm-hmm. Not from him, by Keita, actually. The turn and twist.
That one.
That was beautiful.
That was pretty sick. But Alisson was really commanding. He was really... And that's a tough environment to make your away debut in, dude. That was really, really well done by him.
For goalkeepers,
I can understand why he was ahead of Ederson. Although, like, I don't know if he's better, but he's really good.
I find for goalkeepers the transition's not as bad as a player, because you'll get into, like, for player wise, you'll get into a different pace where, like, it might be a little bit slower league, but there's more like passing style, or another one where it's a league is a little bit more aggressive and more physical. But the goalies, as far as either way, I mean, it kind of. You get shots and you save them.
I agree with you, but in terms of the extra stuff that a goalie does, such as passing out from the back in like a really tough away game or coming out to claim corners, those always take a while to bed in and do that confidently, but it seems like Alisson did that no problem.
I don't know. As far as transitioning from one team to the other,
he played really well.
And mentally, it's got to be there because, again, it's a new team, new players, new style, etc. and everything, but... as far as the transition, I think it's a little bit easier than a player, just because you got to get used to a little bit more variables wise. But again, he played great showing. Liverpool good as well. I would have liked to see a little bit more goals from them, just based off what they got. as far as Crystal Palace goes, they played pretty well too. I mean, that Townsend shot from outside the box, mad curve, and hit the crossbar.
Townsend.
What shocked me more than that was that Alisson, if you look at the replay, he was so close. He was right under that. Like, I honestly think if that was just, say, like a foot below the crossbar, or like not even, like maybe 6 inches where it was going in, Alisson still would have got it. He was right there. Which is just credit to him.
He maybe could have got a fingertip to it and then tipped it to the bar, but that was close. Yeah.
Townsend's shot there though, that was beautiful. That was too close.
Yeah, it came out of nothing too. Crystal Palace had a really good game. Like, they had a plan and they stuck to it, and it almost worked. Like, if they didn't concede that one goal before halftime, it could have worked. But that was a blow. But
penalty. When Milner scores, he never loses. It's a stat.
It is. It's going on.
And he's going to have a rowdy night, so he's probably going to do some laundry when he gets back after that goal.
Get some tea.
You know what he might do? He might do some colors with the whites, and then there you go.
Oh, God.
Make some red shirts or something. Pink
Dude,
shirts.
man probably irons his own kit, too. Wouldn't be surprised.
Probably cleans his own boots. Yeah, Crystal Palace looked good. Credit to Roy Hodgson.
I mean, at this rate, Roy could do a better job at United than freaking Mourinho.
Oh, Roy's like 71 now, still going strong. The lad,
the young lad, yes, fresh on the block.
But yeah, great win for Liverpool. I think.
Wait, when the hell did Crystal Palace get Maximilian Meyer?
Oh, yo, you didn't know about that?
Did they just get him?
Meyer was one
transfer
of the
deadline day.
Yeah,
like this
is your
summer?
forte.
This summer?
Yeah, this summer. Like deadline.
That was
day.
a good pickup then. Oh man, I'm excited about that. Crystal Palace is on my radar now.
No, Meyer's like a god on FIFA. Like
Crystal Palace is on my radar. Yeah, Maximilian Meyer has so much potential in FIFA. Like every year, it's just he's not getting the ratings.
That's pretty funny. Yeah, good for them, eh?
I thought he was gonna go to Bayern, but I guess Goretzka stole his position.
Close enough. They got the blue and red.
Oh well, good pickup from Palace. Good for them.
Close enough. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, really good win for Liverpool. This could be their year. They look solid. If they can win this type of game, they can go on and do it, man. Hopefully. I'm scared.
Hopefully.
So
I mean, next week's matches are also no big games, but I mean, except for United Tottenham, but.
Dude, the small games are the big games for you. You know that.
Yeah, sadly.
You guys drop points against small teams.
But we'll be there for Liverpool Brighton next week at Anfield, so that should be fun. Hopefully it's a goal fest.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, they beat United, so they should be confident too.
Yeah. But we did beat them. We scored 5 against them both times last season, so.
True.
Going off that should be fun.
Anyway, that covers it for Premier League fixtures. Let's do our biggest. Actually, do you want to do something else before we do our biggest disgrace?
Yeah, I just wanted to cover just a couple of scores of the other kind of big games as well. Well, at least other teams of Europe. So Real Madrid beat Getafe 2-0 as well. And we saw, as far as goals-wise go, we saw Carvajal and Bale, which Bale's been on fire. He's really been picking up the slack since Ronaldo left. So it's good to see him contribute, because he was talking about leaving this summer. I think he wanted to until Cristiano left. So.
I think after Ronaldo left, he didn't want to leave.
Probably because he knew he was guaranteed playing time, especially with the transition from Zidane to I'm just gonna butcher his name, but the new manager.
Lopetegui. Lop. Let's just go with Lop.
JL. Call him JL. And then you also saw Barcelona win 3-0 against a pretty weak side. Juventus won 3-2 as well. Ronaldo not scoring in that though. And Bayern also won. I think 1-0 if I remember correctly. And that should recap all of. Oh yeah, and then PSG won 3-1.
We're just talking about big teams here, Tristan.
And I think the only notable thing, which is maybe of interest, is Ousmane Dembele and the whole saga around him with Barcelona. Whether they're going to sell him, whether they're going to keep him, and how keeping him could potentially cost them another 30 million euros. So there's actually some pretty big talk of them selling him and saving their...
Really?
Yeah. Because
How?
when he played against Alaves most recently, when they just won 3-0, it cost them 5 million euros. And they may have to part with another 30 million euros because they have a price per how many games they play, right? So if he plays a certain amount more games, they're eventually going to have to get him another 30 million euros as well. So,
But I mean, I'm sure they knew that when they bought him.
they
right?
did, but I guess he's not pulling off what they want, or...
I mean, he's 19.
And also
They need
the
to
other
be
thing
patient
though
with
is
him.
too is there's big talks of them really trying to get Pogba potentially, especially the following summer. So in order
So
to
he's
fund
21.
that, they might need to sell him at that point. And they might cut their
Yeah.
losses too by selling him, so they don't have to pay those extra 30 million euros as well.
I don't know who else do they have in that kind of winger position. Messi's kind of getting old. He's more going to be in the middle. Who else do they really have? I'm just blanking right now. Barcelona.
I don't know. I'd have to look at it. I'm blanking right now, but yeah, basically every 25 appearances they have to pay him 5 million euros.
Right.
So, especially depending on who they want, there's been some reports that they might try and sell him next summer. I don't see why they would though. He's good. He's young. He's not.
Yeah. He's gonna be good for them.
Yeah,
I think if they keep him.
He's played well, at least so far, too. So I'm not sure why these reports coming up. They might just be rumors, but it's interesting to note, especially with how much, if they're trying to bank and who they're trying to get for next summer as well.
That's crazy. Imagine knowing that the next 70 minutes you play are gonna cost your club 5 million euros.
Yeah, sometimes I've heard of like teams, not necessarily in soccer, but other teams that'll like then push a player down to say like a lower league, so they don't have to pay them all that money then too. Or
Oh
they
my
play,
goodness.
they have a contract where they play a certain amount of games for you for that season. You have to pay them, so then they just before
Yeah.
that game they then just drop you.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
savage.
Yeah, those contract clauses they're so sneaky.
Oh, Malcolm.
Bothersome.
That's who they got, Malcolm, recently in the summer. They can kind of
Oh,
play
yeah.
on that wing position.
Yeah. You want to do our awards for the week?
Sure. Which one are we starting with?
Let's start with Gary Neville's favorite, our disgrace of the week.
Biggest disgrace of the week.
I'm gonna go for Aubameyang.
Really?
Yeah, I mean we can't keep giving it to United players, but yeah.
Yeah.
I think you could give it
I
to
mean,
the
if
team
we
on
were to
this
give
one.
it to a United player, though, who would it be? Just for
No,
argument's
just give it to the
sake.
team in this one. That was a terrible game. We've given it to the clubs.
I thought
we've given it to
Bailly was
managers.
particularly terrible on the night. He was getting pushed over.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. United fans are like, Bailly's our new Vidic. He's gonna...
Yeah.
It's just like, hang on.
Chill,
Um,
fam. Give,
Yeah,
relax.
Pogba was also really, really poor.
Well, part of me wants to give it to Mourinho, but there's only so much the manager can really drag the team down. At one point, when you're playing someone like Brighton, Hove Albion, your team, Manchester United, should be winning that.
Yes.
The
I
quality
agree.
you have. So, like, for me, we've given it to teams before. We gave it to Arsenal. We gave it to Arsene Wenger. I mean, for me, it's Man U. But if you want to pick someone more specifically, we can do that. And I know you guys brought up Aubameyang. Shrikar, who were you thinking?
I was thinking Eric Bailly. I thought he was terrible. Poor.
We are very undecided
Oh.
on this one.
Seems like we're all different this
Yeah.
time. We could do multiple, because, I mean, Gary Neville does say it as a plural.
And I mean, we never have technically given it to multiple
I guess there's a first for everything.
within different teams and things like that. Yeah, we can do that for this week.
Okay, let's do it. So, the disgrace of the week goes to Eric Bailly, Paul Pogba, the entire Man United team, and Jose Mourinho.
Wait, didn't we forget Aubameyang according to you?
Wait, I thought I included him. And
No.
Aubameyang.
Absolute disgrace they are.
So many.
There's a lot of disgraceful
just
performances.
A lot of yes.
This is so cruel.
Okay. So,
And that is your biggest disgrace of the week, brought to you by Gary Neville,
now time for Tristan's award.
the golden dude of the week. And guys, who out of this match day 2 week really stood out for you?
Sergio.
I mean Aguero.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty hard
That's-
to beat.
You
I
know,
was thinking Marcos
s-
Alonso, but yeah, Aguero I can't really agree or disagree with.
Yeah. Did you
I mean, Van Dijk was up there too. I thought he did really well, but yeah, I guess Aguero.
Van Dijk was pretty good too. Yep. Joe Gomez was really good.
Yeah, Gomez was surprisingly good.
Allison was notable as
I guess Aguero does deserve
the golden dude of the week.
Yes, he
week
does.
around.
Mendy too was fantastic.
Oh, Mendy was great.
Mendy was a beast.
But
He
was
was like
he
a new
more of a
signing.
beast than a hat trick?
Hat trick of assists for Mendy. But a quick mention about Aguero. If you guys saw it in the documentary, you guys saw that he lives alone.
Wait, what?
It's pretty sad actually, because they were talking. They were doing like a
What?
personal interview with him at one point, and he was just talking about how he spends his time outside of football. He's like, yeah, I mean, sometimes I'll hang out with Nicolas Otamendi or David De Gea, but most of the time I'm just on my own at home watching movies. It was just so sad.
I mean, that's what we do.
Yeah,
anyway.
it's like
Good to know. Good to know.
good to know. Good to know. It was just so sad to see. It's like,
Anything else, boys?
No, that really wraps up the week itself. There was transfers. Are they done across Europe now?
no, it's still open.
No, I think.
I
Yeah.
think until the end of August.
Okay, so maybe one or two here as we hear them.
Yeah.
And other than that, though, covers all the games. Hasn't been too much as far as kind of big news has gone either. It's been relatively quiet. So good start for match day 2 week. And other than that, thank you everyone for listening. Don't forget to subscribe. Smash that subscribe button.
Smash it.
If you guys liked our content, throw us a like as well. Leave any comments if you wanted to talk about anything further, or if you had any ideas on any of the topics we covered as well. Keep an eye out as well. We're going to be breaking up this full-length podcast, so for anyone who likes the shorter segments or wants a specific topic, we will be posting those as well. Also, you can find us on all of the platforms, iTunes, YouTube, SoundCloud, etc. Basically everything that you can find podcasts on as well.
Yep. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for listening.